This is Umar for BoxNation in association with Global Next Trade. I'm joined by Gareth A Davies.
Dressed up for Milos earlier for the restaurant. We had emperor fish, sashimi. We had octopus. We had what else do we have? We had calamari. Can I just say seriously, congratulations on making 100,000. Well done, great hard work. I know it was at 40,000 when you started 15 months ago, and I know how hard you've worked. And obviously, I've been with you almost every week doing an interview, so I'm sure that 179,000 Ks, that weird interview we did after Ben and Eubank, when you hit the perfect timing algorithm, we'll never work out why, will we?
I've figured out why, because
Go on then.
that was the first time something was provided online about Chris Eubank Jr.'s health.
And I read the statement out, and he was chronically dehydrated, yeah, in hospital, and so it went viral. That bit of news, did it?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that was you again hassling me at about 7 a.m. in the morning to do the interview, but it shows that you're on it in this job. For all the hassle and shit that people give us over our views and all those things, you need a lot of stamina in this job. Do you agree with me on that? Have you discovered that?
Yeah.
And you've put a lot of stamina and spade work and timing into building that platform. And I just want to congratulate you on the 100,000, and it'll grow to 1 million eventually. Well done.
Thank you very much. That ended up on 176,000 views. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was. Well, I looked the other day because I remember you saying, I can't believe this, G. It's at 45,000. It's only been up an hour and it's trending to do, I think you said 100,000 at the time, but it just went, you know, massive. I think it's as big as, I don't know, you must have done bigger ones, or ones that have done more numbers than that with Frank at times, or with Tyson, or different people like that.
Even
So
Daniel Dubois has cleared that sometimes.
he has, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me. Look, if you want a headline for this, I am so impressed. It is so impressive that 83,000 tickets have been sold for Usyk-Dubois on July the 19th. That is awesome, because Daniel Dubois is only just becoming a crossover name. To sell 83,000 tickets 3 weeks in advance, that Frank Warren's done for the Queensberry promotion, is extraordinary.
Yeah. It should hopefully hit 90,000 by
It
fight.
will by the time they walk. Yeah.
Okay, in terms of that fight itself, I spoke to Frank today, and I also heard your conversation with him on the table. Do you
Hmm.
expect Daniel Dubois to revert to type when he goes through those dark moments against Usyk or not?
No, he's got to come fast, hard, and heavy. Even Don Charles is saying that. Obviously, it's going to be educated pressure from the opening bell, but he's got to put it on Usyk. He's got to come hard. If he gets caught on the way, and he's got to be obstinate and resilient and resistant, and just really take Usyk into a war and go for the belly again, go for the midriff, attack the belt. Do what he did last time, make Usyk uncomfortable, and put the pressure on a man who's 10 years senior to him, and use all the confidence and wherewithal that he's learnt since they fought 22 months ago, when he was still a young man as a fighter. He's different now. I told you today, I said to Frank, when in our back and forth with Frank earlier at the table at Milos, that when I sat down with Daniel Dubois 3 weeks ago, or 2.5 weeks ago, at the farm overlooking the Wembley Arch, which is extraordinary as well, he was so engaging. I've never known him like it. He was offering things in the conversation. He was laughing out loud. He was taking pleasure in Solomon, his brother, coming over and joining the conversation. I genuinely found him different, and it wasn't an act. It didn't feel like his comments, are you not entertained? That they weren't rehearsed. They weren't he hadn't rehearsed lines to give. He was being very natural. I think Stan, his father, has let him off the leash a little bit. I think he's grown up. Frank talked a lot about his mental confidence. I won't go into the details because people will be using it in their interviews, but I completely agree with him. He's mentally and physically a different fighter. And if he can put all that package together and attack in the fight, it's going to be absolutely fantastic as soon as that bell rings. I mean, Don Charles is saying to me quite openly that he thinks Daniel has to stop Usyk to win. I don't think he does necessarily. He could hurt Usyk early, and Usyk will be obdurate himself and stay in the fight, and will need to be nailed to the canvas to win. Anything could happen in this fight, but I think you'd be foolish not to agree that Daniel Dubois needs to go in there and use your educated pressure and be very aggressive with Oleksandr Usyk from the opening round.
Mm-hmm. If Usyk is to win this fight, you said to me last time he hasn't got long left in terms of he'll just walk out on his own terms. Do you think this could be the grand finale for him?
Yeah, possibly. That might have been the reason why he dispatched with he's dispatched Alex Krasiuk, because his fee may, if he's earning. I've seen some astronomical figures that Usyk's earning for this fight, and I don't see how they come to those sums. Have you seen some of them or not?
I saw one on Instagram which was definitely false.
Like he's earning 110 million
No,
US dollars.
no.
It doesn't compute to that. 30 million pounds, maybe.
Yeah.
Something in that region. Daniel's probably earning 15. I don't know. I didn't ask Frank today. But guesstimating it'll be in that region. But that's maybe 4.5 million he doesn't have to pay his promoter Alex Krasiuk. They obviously had an open-ended agreement. This has been in place for a few months, I understand. That's one sign that he's coming close to the end. Does he want to drag his body through more camps against Ajit Kabayel, who's firing? Does he want to do it against Joseph Parker, who's clearly waited since February the 22nd to watch what's going to happen here, having been teased with a fight with Dave Allen or maybe Derek Chisora? Speaking to Spencer Brown, that there've been talks about getting Parker a fight, but he might as well wait to see the outcome of July the 19th now, because he could be the next guy in there. He could be fighting Daniel Dubois next if Dubois wins and Usyk doesn't want a rematch and he's had enough. Or it could be a trilogy, couldn't it? It wouldn't surprise me if Usyk gets another crack at the belts if he loses to Dubois. But I don't think he's far from the end, brother.
Okay. I guess the biggest other conversation picked up from today was Frank on the record saying that the situation with Dennis McCann and his failed drug test is farcical. What's happened, and he said he'll reveal more details in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Gareth, what did you think about that? Him saying it's farcical. What's happened there?
Well, I had an off-the-record conversation with Frank on this, and it will remain off the record. Whatever you've said with him and you've put out is I haven't had a chance to see that interview. Is it out already or not?
Yeah,
Right. Well, I haven't had a
he
chance to
doesn't
see
say
it
much
because
more than it's
yeah,
farcical. That's all.
yeah. Well, there's a due process here that's going to go ahead. If what Frank told you and told me and told me and a couple of other people off the record for now, is to be believed and is true, then they've got a strong case against the testing commission with Dennis McCann, and they will pursue it, and we shall see him back. That's what the resonance of that conversation was today. So I hope so for Dennis McCann's sake. It appears there have been certain errors that they're challenging, certain anomalies that they're challenging around the testing that they're not happy with. And Frank's assertion is that when this due process is seen through, that Dennis will be able to continue his boxing career.
Okay. Last one before I let you go. Who are you going with, Hamzah or Edgar Berlanga?
Ooh. I mean, my heart obviously wants Hamzah Sheeraz, who's a brilliant British fighter, stands for so much for us, is a new generation of fighter who I have a close relationship with. against a very dangerous fighter who my head is slightly with Berlanga, but maybe I'm judging Hamzah on his last performance against Carlos Adames that I had him losing 9 rounds to 3. And Frank admitted it as well today. The boxing gods were smiling on him out in Riyadh when he got the, what was it, split draw?
Yeah.
Majority draw?
Split draw, I think.
Split draw. I'm judging him on that, and he was so docile in that fight and not himself. Taking nothing away from Carlos Adames on the night. Hamzah's got to be, I think the extra £8 from 160 to 168 will be very good for him. At what is he, 26, 27 now, 6'3", big frame on him. The extra weight will really help him. I hope he carries his power up to 12 stone. I know he lives the life. He's been in camp out there. He's been out there for a reasonable amount of time. Obviously, that's 2 weeks away now. He's got to get Berlanga's respect early in the fight with a very strong jab and that occasional right hand. We saw against Ammo Williams that he can come through a problematic period. Berlanga is belligerent and dangerous. He's got to weather the early storm and then break him down. I think he can win it. Berlanga's easy to hit, but he hits very hard and he's going to make it a war. So Hamzah needs to be clinical with his jab, long and straight and hard and fast, and let 1-2s go, be very controlled. And I think he can do a number on him, but it's going to be a really tough fight. It's a massive test for him.
Okay, that's July 12th in New York City. Gareth, thank you very much for your time, and we shall speak soon.
Cheers, my bro.
I knew we was going to win that fight.
Anthony Joshua eviscerated him.
Seeking this joy, that's how I fight.
This is the guy ready to take the throne.
2 semi-finals. You had Usyk fighting Fury, you had Dubois fighting AJ. This is like the final.
This rematch against Usyk is completely different.
Taking place
At Wembley Stadium, 90+ thousand people.
all the belts on the line.
In front of a global audience, live on DAZN.
Now we have a chance to see who is the best.
It's going to be something special.
Do not blink.